heart on my sleeve, ain't got enough room, gotta keep a few tricks up there. Caltech switch with the solid silk kid, gotta keep it on, cause the kids upstairs. Shut the fuck up when a real nigga talking, shut the fuck up when a real nigga walking.
Gaming will be dead in a year, and here's why. Let's find out why.
At the end of 2023, I graduated from university and I got a degree in game art. And whilst I'm glad I got an actual degree,
this is beautiful.
I regret getting one that locks me into only getting a job within the gaming industry. It's an industry I never ever want to work in. It just seems horrific. It's nothing like it was when I started my education in college at the young age of 16. I was so unaware of the evil within. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Gradually, as I got older and I trapped myself more and more into the course, the more shit I saw about the bad things within the industry that came to light. It seemed like the gaming industry was one of the worst industries you could ever even think about getting a career in. Honestly, by the time I had graduated...
No, but like, here's the thing though. When it comes to like people saying, oh, gaming's dying, it's over, it's not worth, doing it. It's purely 100% like opinion. If you're playing, for fuck's sakes, Fall Guys, and if you're playing Fall Guys and your friend comes up to you and he goes, why the fuck are you playing Fall Guys? That shit's dead. You can very much just be like, oh, I enjoy it. There. Every gaming problem is solved by just saying you enjoy it. If you're at a party or some shit and they got pineapple on pizza and you're like, fuck, I don't like pineapple on pizza. What about everyone else who likes pineapple on pizza? That shit's ass. Like, for sure.
I would have rather been one of those people who sift around in shit-filled sewers than crunch 80 hours a week to make a fucking skin in Fortnite. I don't know. I just want to make it clear now that I'm mainly going to be talking about the AAA side of the industry in this video, as that's where...
See, that's like another good point there. Mainly talking about like the AAA side of the game and stuff. It's definitely like, for sure, it's huge because it's like, you think like, look at indie games. Like, I guarantee you go on Steam, indie games are being, kind of hidden. All indie games are being hidden, and I'll show. I might as well just show you. I might as well just show y'all. Let's hop on Steam real quick. Right. Let's see if we can find like an indie tab. We can for sure find an indie tab. I guess not. Okay. Okay, for sure. 50,000 indie games. Stray. While it was an indie game, look at it. It's absolutely... I even played it a long time back on stream. The game is absolutely amazing, and I give full props to the developers, but, when I'm looking at this, I don't think indie. I feel like indie isn't just, a company anymore. It's not just a small company. It's, like, the game itself. When I think indie, do you want to know what I think of? I think of some crappy, like Little Nightmares. Like, I 100% get that was an indie game. Little Nightmares 1 might have been an indie game, but Little Nightmares 2 for sure is not a fucking indie game. They had so much hype for this game. People were talking about it. It was a mainstream thing that everyone was talking about. So, I don't get why they're able to put it under the indie. Like, let's see. Blasphemous, yeah, that's a good one. Poppy's Playtime, look at that. You're not looking at Poppy's Playtime going, yep, that's an indie game right there. So, that's what I mean. Like, it's like, all these games like Hades, everyone knows Hades. Everyone's played Hades, everyone loves Hades, everyone thought it was amazing. The problem with that is, though, is they're putting it in the indie. So, all of your growing developers are struggling to continue to keep, making more. Like, look at that. Oh, 614,000 reviews on Stardew Valley. That doesn't seem very small and indie to me. Like, It Takes Two. You're playing It Takes Two. Everyone was talking about It Takes Two when it came out. That doesn't feel indie. I'm looking at these games, like, it's just absolutely crazy. Because, like, you know what? Might as well put fucking Call of Duty in here as indie. Like, you gotta put, like, the newer games that are actually from more indie developers. It's crazy. Anyway, back to the video.
where almost all of these problems are stemming from. A lot of people look back on 2023 and think, wow, that was such a good year for games. So many bangers came out, like Baldur's Gate 3, Hi-Fi Rush,
good
Resident
game.
Evil 4, and
Also
that
a good
one
game.
Zelda game that wasn't Majora's Mask, so it didn't matter, but I think people liked it. People consider it one
Never
of,
played a
if not
Zelda game.
the best year for games. Now, I never understood this statement personally. Like, I know the games were pretty consistently good, if you ignore the dog shit that was released, but it was also one of the...
You know what? There's got to be someone out there who really does like Redfall. Like, let's see it. Can we?
consistently good, if you ignore the dog shit that...
All right. Here's the problem, though. Saying gaming will be dead, he is 100% only talking about AAA games. These games here, look, let's go through them. Lord of the Rings and Rise of Kong, Skull Island. Licensed games. It is a blue moon when a licensed game comes out that there is any reason for it to ever be good. There's a whole channel on YouTube. I don't know, quick shout out, even though they definitely don't need it. Mind Pulp. Two guys on there, they're constantly reviewing these licensed games. I love their videos. I'm watching them constantly. They're awful. The games are not good. So just because it's later and technology's gotten better, people are still stupid. And they're still gonna make that. Redfall. See, looking at indie games. Let's get rid of the AAA thing. Let's say, you know, an indie game comes out and it's amazing. You know, like, you know, people aren't gonna be saying, "Oh, gaming's dead. Gaming's dead." People play Baldur's Gate. They're not going gaming's dead. They're saying, "Damn, that's good. What's next?" But the problem is, everyone only looks at the bad. Everyone wants to see the bad because they want to see the downfall of something that they used to enjoy that they no longer enjoy. It's that simple.
was released, but it was also one of the years that had the most layoffs. I don't think there was a single month within the year where there wasn't news about a company laying off a significant amount of employees because the game they created flopped, or sometimes for a completely unknown internal reason that will probably never come to light. It made 2023 a mixed year for me and a lot of people, especially the ones who lost their livelihood during it. I honestly couldn't help but watch last year's Game Awards with this sour taste in my mouth. All these fake smiling faces aware of what's going on. Going into 2024, I was really hoping that the whole layoff trend would have stayed in 20...
Helldivers sucked. Helldivers was like, you play it and you're like, damn, big ass shit. Oh my god, this shit's awesome. I love it, I love it. But bro, then it's like you're playing the exact same 4 missions over and over and over. It's the same reason I feel like Warframe, like the grind for Warframe is such a pain in the ass, is because it's like, you're constantly just kind of doing, oh, go save the prisoner. Go hack this. But it's not even cool, it's not fun, you're just... Thing is though, Warframe, the reason Warframe isn't getting constant criticism, even though it is because the gameplay is fun. Helldivers gameplay was fun, but damn, it got old. And with the old, when I went to the robot area, I was like, damn, I can't wait to get away from the bugs. It felt the same. It was just different. Same thing, different shape.
23. I was hoping a lot of these companies would have learnt from their mistakes and tried their absolute best to let people keep their jobs, their livelihoods. Oh wait, it's so much worse. This shit is insane, and I can imagine it's just downhill from here. I don't know why I was even hopeful for any form of change. This is the game industry we're talking about here. It's run by rich twats that have never played a game before in their fucking lives. They all look like goblin hybrids too. I don't know what's up with that trend. Now this is gonna be me giving educated guesses here from now on, so if I'm wrong about things, feel free to correct me in the comments, but I feel like one of the big reasons as to why these layoffs are happening is because budgets for games are getting way too ridiculous to the point where making that money back is borderline impossible. PlayStation is easily one of the biggest offenders of this. Ever since The Last of Us, they've been kind of obsessed with making games that are equivalent to films. While of course there is gameplay within these games, the main focus is on the cutscenes and motion capture.
Yeah, but you gotta think though, those games are genuinely amazing.
Just isn't that fun in my opinion for a lot of these games. They're also obsessed with this hyper-realistic graphic style too, and yeah, I get they're trying to sell consoles by showcasing the power of the system, but come on, you only really need one game for that. With this goal for almost every single one of their games, it means there's a longer development time, like a ridiculously long development time.
Yeah, that was brutal. Ragnarok, and then when it got delayed too, that shit actually sucked.
How? I don't know.
And during this time, they need to pay their workers more and more, meaning the budget of the game gradually increases, meaning the game needs to be an absolute hit or it's considered a flop. Although, even when it is a hit, it won't save them from laying off employees. Spider-Man 2 was one of the fastest selling PlayStation games of all time.
Yeah, but everyone they already built up such like a good thing where it's like,
games. Oh, and of course,
even if Spider-Man 2 sucked dick, the people who loved Miles Morales in the first game are still playing it and say, yeah, that was good, I liked
the way
it.
Sony do shit with their IPs makes no sense to me. There's an insane amount of smaller PlayStation IPs that have fairly big fan bases that are desperate for any form of game, or even a mention. If PlayStation told Naughty Dog to make a new Jak and Daxter game, rather than The Last of Us Part 3, it would sell pretty well. They really underestimate how many people want a game like that. I mean, I guess they look at the statistics of the shitty PS4 port of the original game, which no one wanted because it was shit, not because people don't want Jak and Daxter, but they don't care about that. They just see money and statistics. I mean, fucking hell, the concepts for Jak 4 are already somewhere in Naughty Dog's studio. For all we know, they were already prototyping the gameplay mechanics before they scrapped it. So there's already a start for Jak 4. Why don't you just work
bro.
off that? I don't understand. I don't work in the industry. I don't understand any of this shit. It's stupid.
I would love if they
I'm not
had made another
disregarding
one.
the fact that PlayStation does have studios that make smaller titles. I mean, they literally released Helldivers 2 not too long ago. And I mean, it just proves my point. That game had a fraction of the budget of, like, God of War, for example. Yet it sold like crazy, easily making up for the budget spent on creating the game. Although mentioning Helldivers 2 helps me move on to the next point, and that is the fact the industry has a stupid-ass obsession with live service games. These are some of the most predatory games. Most of them are designed to just leech money out of our wallets by tricking people who have addiction problems, by drip feeding them dopamine with loot and pretty colors. When one of these live service games work, they can make the company so much money. And because of this, it became an oversaturated market because every single CEO wanted a fraction of that money and forced their companies to make dead inside live service games.
I'll fuck with Dead by Daylight. I thought it was good.
They were already working on by forcing it to become a live service. Little do they know, with the current economy,
I don't think the Suicide Squad game is that bad, but what it could have been is absolutely amazing.
So a majority of these live service games flop hard, leading to even more layoffs because the developers are blamed for it. Yet despite this, companies refuse to give up with this shit. Every CEO wants to make the next Destiny or Fortnite, and it feels like they're not gonna stop trying and laying off employees till they get what they want. It's creating a huge oversaturation of low quality AAA games.
It's kind of funny how we're gonna be playing a live service game in like
1983 with the video
an hour.
crash back then. There was a massive oversaturation of just shit games. Companies all over trying to jump on this video game trend to make a quick buck. It made so many people lose interest in games, and E.T. was the nail in the coffin for this. In 2023, we had so many E.T. equivalent games that we tried to forget, but they'll always be there.
Oh, not this. I almost bought this game because I was like, ooh, Walking Dead game. I love the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Now I can have the desktop version,
And it's
basically.
probably gonna get worse the more this goes on.
I watched a
I
few
feel like
reviews
I
and
won't feel so alone with this
damn,
feeling soon.
that was
Another
bad.
problem is this weird obsession with putting celebrities in games. I'm not entirely sure why the creatures from the cesspit that is LA are swarming these pieces of media, but they aren't fucking good at acting in them. I think these dumbasses believe that having a random celebrity in their game will possibly increase interest in game sales, but take it from
that
me,
shit was sick,
we
though.
don't fucking care that Megan Fox is a vampire lady in your Mortal Kombat game. In fact, the only news anyone hears about her being in it are clips of how fucking dreadful she is.
That blade's enchanted.
It was forged to destroy evil. It's slain many of your vampire kind.
We can't help what we are. That we feed on blood doesn't make us evil.
How did they allow this? It's insane that they probably could have gotten a professional voice actor for a quarter of the price they probably paid for Megan Fox because she's a celebrity. Ooh. Hideo Kojima popularized
true.
this shit with Death
But
Stranding.
it's usually known as fuck.
They were all fucking shit in that too.
You are damaged goods.
The only reason why Hideo Kojima gets away with this shit without bankrupting himself is because he's friends with every celebrity under the sun for some reason. I know Jeff Keighley gets very upset at parties when Kojima is talking to someone that isn't him. I don't know what kind of relationship they have behind the scenes, and honestly, I don't want to know. The reality is, none of this will change. And this video has only just scratched the surface of the issues.
I loved Lies of P so much. Definitely would want to go back and play it again.
AI art becoming so competent. Like, this is eventually going to cause even more layoffs the more it improves. It's why there's so many people believing we're heading towards another crash, similar to the one that happened in 1983. And yeah,
doing it right now.
Yeah.
Like, are you in? Oh, sorry. Anyways, we got a big problem.
What's the big problem?
Vader won't leave my room.
Just let him chill in there.
Like, I tried getting him a treat and everything.
Just
And
let him chill in there.
I tried, like, rolling him over like a potato. It still doesn't work.
Why don't you just let him chill in there?
Oh yeah, fair point. Anyways, thanks for your help.
No worries.
Sorry, by the way.
No worries.
I'm on the same
That's
page.
the goat right
It's
there.
Definitely gonna happen.
That's the
Things
goat
don't
right there.
change.
You already
And they
know.
won't. Let's be real. These companies are far too stubborn, and they'll never listen to anyone. They don't even listen to the critics half the time, constantly churning out the same slop over and over again, despite how much we complain and even.
Should I start playing some of these live service games and giving them like proper like live
Honestly, I really
feedback?
hope this video ages horribly. I love playing games. It's been a hobby of mine since I was 3 years old, so they mean a lot to me. As I can imagine, it's
Yeah,
the
that's
same
fair.
for a lot of
I've-
people watching this right now.
I've been playing
Let's
games
hope the
for
crash doesn't happen.
13 years. Well, that was a good video. I really liked that. Yeah, I personally don't think gaming will be dead in a year. I think we still have tons and tons of time before anyone really starts saying gaming is dead. And do I ever think it's gonna die? No. I genuinely feel like it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And before we know it, it's gonna be the main thing. You look at esports and stuff like League of Legends esports. This shit is huge. Like, huge. And it's set up so professionally. And I'm using, the only reason I'm using League as an example is because of how popular of a game it is.
Incredible.
Like,
Yeah.
look at
Even though
this.
he did fall down first up, Faker is pretty good at bouncing back from initial
That's just
deaths.
crazy.
The global taunt that he's had for
Or-
the last 10 years seems to be the thing.
The most ganked man.
Like, you saw the way it was set up there. It was super professional, you know, commentary, everything.
Every month.
What does that look like? This. This is what it looks like. I think esports will be the next mainstream sport, and before you know it, when you're having kids, you'll be sitting watching the game, except you're not watching football, you're watching Fortnite. That is just crazy. That's crazy. That's why I don't think it's actually going anywhere. But yeah, it's crazy.
Took my heart off my sleeve, ain't got enough room, gotta keep a few tricks up there. Caltech switch with the solid kid, gotta keep it on, cause the kids upstairs. Shut the fuck up when a real nigga talking, shut the fuck up when a real nigga walking.